Hey, this is Elijah with the Oxygen team, and in this video, we're going to take a look at what's new in Oxygen 3.4. Oxygen 3.4 only introduces two new features, but those features pack a significant punch. At Oxygen, we use GitHub to track feature requests, and we allow users to submit feature requests as well as vote on those feature requests. Oxygen 3.4 introduces two of the most highly requested features that have been asked for a very long time. The first and probably most significant is undo/redo. So let's jump into the builder and I'll show you how we've implemented this. So if you've used Oxygen in the past, you're familiar with Oxygen's single level undo, where if you delete an element, you get a little red notice and you can click undo to undelete that element. But unfortunately, it wasn't possible to revert any other smaller changes. With Oxygen 3.4, virtually every change made in the builder is recorded and can be undone or redone as needed. So for instance, I've built this beautiful section of divs that say undo, redo over and over, and I've spent hours working on it, but oops, oh no, I deleted the whole thing. So previously you could undo a deletion, but if you had made some other change and realized that 2 changes ago you made a big mistake, you were kind of stuck. Now you have options. We can either click the back arrow 2 times to revert those changes and get right back to where we were, or we can use the history pane to navigate all the changes that may have been made during this session. So we can jump up here to where we had everything deleted, go back to where everything was there, and we can even step through changes that I made earlier. Now note, these changes only persist during the current session. So once you save and you exit the builder and then you come back, a new history list will start to be populated from the changes made during the current session. We can also go up here and clear all these nodes, and then we can make some more changes. Let's break some things a little bit more. Drag that, everything's broken. Let's go back to where it belongs. With a few clicks, we've now reverted a change that previously would have taken quite a bit more work to fix. Now we save and our precious little page is back to where it belongs and it looks exactly like we intended. So that's a quick look at undo redo. It's really a fairly basic and straightforward feature that will save all of us a lot of time when working with Oxygen. Next, let's take a look at shape dividers. As you can see here, I have a very wavy transition between these two sections, and that's because of shape dividers, which are included in Oxygen 3.4. To use a shape divider, you can click a section and click Add Shape Divider just below the tag dropdown in the primary tab of the Properties pane. When you add a shape divider, it actually adds an element to the section. You can control it by changing the shape. We have over 30 included SVG shapes. You can also paste in custom SVG shapes from other places on the internet. If you go somewhere like getwaves.io, you can export the SVG code, add a few attributes to make sure that it works properly with Oxygen, and then paste it right into the custom shape field. And we do have documentation on how to do that with shape dividers. We can also change the color. So if we want to adjust this and make it a little more subtle here, we could do that. And we can set it to the top or bottom of the section. We can flip it horizontally. Let me go ahead and step that color back up so you can actually see what I'm doing here. And then let's flip it back. We can also adjust the height. We can make it taller. We can make it shorter. We can make it wider. We can go to 200% width and get a completely different shape out of this one SVG. We can also center it horizontally. If you're working with a more symmetrical SVG shape, you'll probably want to center it horizontally if you've adjusted the width to be wider than 100%. And then you can manipulate the z-index. As you can see with the shapes I already have here, everything's kind of layered, and we can move this mountain SVG shape up in the z-index and go between layers and in front of layers by simply adjusting the z-index here. And if we go to 101, that'll put it in front of everything. And of course, it is slightly transparent. So and then we can adjust that down to something like 90. And that'll put it under the first wave, but in front of the second wave. And also note that we're not dealing with just one shape divider here. If we go into the structure pane and we open up this section, we see all of our shape dividers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shape dividers just on the bottom edge of this element. And if we wanted to add more, we can. We just click Add Shape Divider. We can set this to go to the top edge, change the height, and then we could do the same layering on the top edge if we wanted to as well. We could duplicate this one, make it a little bit bigger, and then say reduce the opacity a bit to get a nice layered effect. So the way we've implemented shape dividers gives you really unparalleled control and the ability to do some really interesting and creative things by layering your shape dividers, manipulating color, opacity, and controlling the way they layer with Z-Index. Now, with most awesome things, restraint usually yields the best results, so I wouldn't encourage anyone to put 50 shape dividers in every section, but you totally can if you want to. We've also included several bug fixes and tweaks, and you can check out the full change log on the release blog post. So again, this is Elijah with the Oxygen team, and that's what's new in Oxygen 3.4. Thank you for watching.